Hello, my name is Vivour-Osinaike. I am the king's daughter, and I live to make my father more popular. Come with me, and I'll tell you a story. Today, what I want to talk to you about is, has your king sent for you? A story of Esther, specifically Esther chapter 4 verse 11. It talks about how Mordecai sent message to Esther, and Esther said, the king has not sent for me for 30 days. Immediately that got me thinking. The king had not sent for Esther for 30 days. How many times do we find ourselves in situations where it seems as if our kings have not sent for us for 30 days? What does that mean to us? It could be that the men are emotionally bogged down, or they are mentally disturbed about whatever situation they're going through, or they may be having unresolved issues or spiritual challenges where they need to take some time apart. Men do need space. They need some time to themselves. But what happens when we find ourselves in that situation where our kings have not sent for us? There are a few things I learned from Esther. The first thing is that Esther was not dejected. She was not depressed. She didn't feel sad that the king had not sent for her. If she did, the Bible would have recorded that the king has not sent for me in 30 days, and I feel so dejected. I feel so heartbroken. I feel so sad. But that was not the case. Instead, Esther was busy with her normal life, the life of a queen. She was happy. She was helping others. If not, she wouldn't have had the right mindset to help Mordecai. Esther was busy focusing on her queenly duties. She didn't have time to be dejected and sad. The second thing I learned from that, Esther was a woman who knew her self-worth. She was a queen. She knew her identity. I don't imagine her going around the king's chamber, listening to his conversations, wondering who she is, whether she's still beautiful, whether the king still finds her attractive. Oh no, why hasn't he sent for me? Is there something wrong with me? But unfortunately, modern day, we check husbands' phones, we try to spy on him in the office to know what he's doing, why he has not sent for us, why he seems emotionally unavailable. But that shouldn't be. When your identity is in God, your eyes should be always set on God, regardless of what we're experiencing in our homes. It should not make us question our self-worth as a woman. Another thing I learned from Esther, at a point, Esther had to intercept into the king's world. What do I mean? Yes, the king was in his own world, and for 30 days he had not sent for her. If your husband seems to be in his own world, there are sometimes you need to intercept into that world. Let him know you still care. Let him know that you want to encourage him, you want to support him. Whatever he may be going through, whatever he may be experiencing, let him know that you are still his queen and you care so much about him. And finally, things are not always what they seem. Esther could have thought, I thought I was the queen and he loved me so much. How could he stay without me for 30 days? Maybe he doesn't love me anymore. But that was not the case. Because when she actually appeared before the king, he said, up to half of the kingdom I could give you. If she wanted up to half of his kingdom, he would give it to her. That means he actually loved her. So instead of us sitting around and weeping and crying, what if he doesn't love me anymore? Some people actually have high blood pressure because they feel that they've been neglected by their husbands. Some people are depressed and are crying every day just because the husband has stopped giving them the right attention. So instead of feeling that way, be joyful, pick yourself up, become mentally busy. Look at people to help. Look around for people who you can help and encourage. Do something with your mind and your time. Don't get bogged down. Instead, be joyful, be happy. And remember that your identity is not in your husband, but your identity is in God. Always remember that. Your identity is in Christ, not in anybody. Remember that all the time. God loves you so much and I love you too. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.